a bug in your code or a design challenge that you can't seem to solve. Hitting roadblocks can be frustrating and demotivational, especially if that roadblock is a part of the core concept of your game. I hit a roadblock and it's called Big Epic Boss Monsters. So basically my game is about hunting monsters. Part of this is having large monsters like Monster Hunter that the player can fight. Only issue is that these are incredibly hard to make in pixel art. The larger monster, the bigger the need for different angles, the more detailed the pixel art needs to be, and the more time we need to spend making them. All of this requires a lot of skills that I simply don't have. I have tried looking for an AI solution, but unfortunately Stable Diffusion is only able to make realistic and painterly images. At first I was determined to stick to my original vision and create these boss monsters, but after hours of failed attempts and frustrations, I realized that I needed to take a step back and reassess my resources and skills. And eventually I came to the conclusion to just give up. And that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you liked it, and like and subscribe, and obviously no, that's not the end of the video. So let me continue by giving you a quick lesson in economics. As a game developer, your job is to create value. This value is the positive experience your player gets when playing your game. And to create value, you use resources like time and money. Ideally, you'd want to use as little resources as possible to create as much value as you can. The question you need to ask yourself is whether the thing you are pursuing is worth the time. I can technically create a big, large boss monster if I spend enough time to learn and practice, but there are other features I could implement into the game that I can make faster that in my opinion brings just as much value, if not more value, to the game. Meaning that if I focus on the things that take less time and create more value, I can create a better game in less time. Some people might call this scaling down your vision, but I wouldn't say so. Scaling down your vision in a way implies giving up, and while yeah, technically it is kind of giving up, it's not really a bad thing. It's just rechanging your priorities. What it really means is realizing that you could use your resources much more effectively. Choosing to make something that creates more value with less time effort means you have more time to polish out your game, add features, and in general it makes the game development experience much more fun. There's just one other issue. Having big monsters to defeat is kind of the entire point of my game. How do I make a game about hunters without having monsters to hunt? Changing your vision is good, but it's best to try and change as little as possible to overcome the obstacle, since changing the core idea can lead to you having to redo a lot of work. I thought about it for a while. The goal with my game is to create contrast between tense stress and anxiety and then followed by intense relief and relaxation. Though at the moment it looks a lot more like relaxation. The question is, how do I add stress, anxiety into my game without turning it into a full-on horror game? And how do I keep the narrative of a hunter society without having ginormous monsters to hunt? I did think about having ghost and shadow monsters, and I think I will add those, as long as it won't turn it into a straight up horror game. Later, I talked to a friend about this issue and I got really interesting input. What if I made waves? And that still doesn't solve all problems. This game is an open world, not a tower defense, so adding waves isn't as simple. However, this is a really good idea I can add to my arsenal. And that's when I realized I should just ask people. How do you guys think one can achieve this contrast and also keep the narrative? So this is where you come in. I want you to post your ideas in the comments, because sometimes when we are running out of ideas, the best is to just ask people, to get input that you maybe didn't expect. One thing I always try to make with my game is to let others participate in the development, so this is a perfect opportunity. And if you want to participate more directly, you can do so. I have set up a Discord server where you can chat with the community and submit pixel art, story snippet, music, sound effects, or whatever else you think could fit into this game. I have set up a Discord bot that lets people self-assign tasks related to the development of this game so that anyone can easily participate. And if you want to learn more about my experience so far with developing games together with volunteers, I will probably make a video about it someday in the future.